Okay, we'll start the class. And today's topic is about the predictive parameters, what we are using in the marketing. So, there are a number of analytics and number of analysis also there in marketing. It depends upon the organization structure. So today our discussion is about numerous things. There are different concepts you will study today, but you must know where it can be applicable. Most of the analytics are governed in European and American countries because they develop the system. But you know, the brain beyond the developing the most of the American Analytics Association is from India. Indians who are working in famous IT companies as well as those who have studied in US, they are doing this job. Even you might have known the Walmart. Walmart business intelligence team chief is from India. He studied in IIT Kharagpur. See that one. Most of the persons are from India. So you are having the knowledge to do. But the customer preferences, everything is designed based upon the either European style or in American style. That is the only drawback in case of marketing analytics in India. But the IIT team in Chennai, even IAC, analytics team, they developed nicely for Indian circumstances. We have discussed the one big questionnaire having 3,000 responses. That is also designed from India. And it is used only in Bangalore. So we are using number of parameters, techniques in analytics. So today, listen carefully. So in between thing, I will ask question, you are able to respond. Okay? And all of your responses will be recorded. So be attentive, and since you are having test on Thursday. Okay? Before entering into the topic, as usual, very nice news which has been published around 5 days back. You can see driving the operational efficiency is very essential by using the business intelligence. We know how to do, but most of the analytics persons are unable to take decision. That is the operational efficiency in analytics. If I am giving the data to Melvin, Melvin is able to take decision. He may use some other person. He may create a forecast using Excel or in SPSS or in Strata or in SAS or RM software. Now it is very famous. Then Oracle is also having whatever may be the thing, they will give the output to the Melvin. Each and every person mentioned the forecast in a different style. Melvin is able to tell clearly, okay, orange data shows like that, Oracle is showing like that, SAS is showing this type of chart, all are showing same chart, that is forecasting. But Melvin is able to take exact decision by seeing that one. Even if forecast is wrong, by seeing the chart, he is able to tell what went wrong. That is the operational efficiency of you. Dear students, that is why you can see the primary reason for basic drawback is the power of intelligence and analytics used in different sense. That is the main problem in case of the business intelligence. This news clearly highlights what are all the things happening at present. If you might have read the story, different stories are mentioned. What are all the problems faced by the business and past, how to avoid them in the future. That is very important thing. And most of them are using different KPIs, even different style. But which is important to the analytics, they are unable to identify. That is why most of the cases, the operational efficiency is decreasing. So we need pure and technical knowledge. That is the core discussion today. Okay? We will start from the first concept, that is the S curve. First part of our discussion is purely based upon the estimation of sales or behavioral pattern of the sales. I hope you remember when we started the practicals using the Excel, we created these charts. I think one exercise is clearly how to forecast. Forecasting the sales. What is the behavior of the sales? Using pivot table, we divided. Then we analyzed what will be the sales in next March, what will be the sales in quarter, all those things. Why we did like that? We wish to know what is the sales pattern in immediate future. Here is one concept. There are a number of concepts beyond the sales curve. You can see, first concept, you must know the concept called the S curve. Of course, the curve is in S. You can see in the image. If you get the past data, and if you want to prepare a chart, if the sales is going in such a direction, it comes under the S curve. Some of you studied in product life cycle management, PLC concept, product life cycle. You might have seen in a bell-shaped curve. That is introduction level, then increasing maturity level, saturation level, then it starts declining. That is the nice bell-shaped curve in product life cycle. Same thing. When you are seeing the past sales, here are some of the things you must know by seeing the past sales. Very interesting thing. This is called the S curve. That is the basic thing. If the curve is moving in such a direction, it means that not exactly. Sometimes it may go beyond this limit or less than that limit. You can see this curve. Past 10 years data or past 5 years data. But recently they are using only 1 year. And they used to classify the month. That is the Indian situation, be clear. But in case of European situation, they used to mention like that. You can see the sales curve is going like that. Based upon that, what they are identifying. This is a sales curve of a digital marketing company. That is why the curve is like that. It is somewhat S type. It never means that it should be in S type. Some upwards, downwards may come. First stage is called charting stage. That is like the product life cycle. It shows that we are at the beginning. Charting means definitely if we give importance to direct advertisements, the curve may increase. So by seeing that one, what you will do, you are drawing that one. When your sales is in such a level, what you have to do? We have to find out how far we can create a new marketing strategy. Then when it moves on to the next stage, we have to study. That is called reactive approach. Reactive approach means now the sales tends to increase because we have identified lead in our sales. I think you must know the lead in sales. Some of you are studying digital marketing, you know. Lead is the potential customer. Simply saying he can influence others to buy. That is the lead. In our class, somebody may be the leader. Leader means he will push, even he will pull others according to his wish. So he is a leader. That is why in marketing, we used to call a potential customer plus an influencer as a lead. In shortage stage, we have not identified the lead. We are trying to identify the lead. That means we are trying to find out the customer. When it comes to the reactive stage, we wish to find out who are all the leads. Yes, once if you identify the lead, he will influence the others to buy. It is quite common. Say for example, if Jackson purchased a new mobile phone, if he is an influencer, by seeing Jackson, Girish will buy. If by seeing Girish, Prajwal will buy. Then it goes to Ruben, then it goes to Syed, like that. That means first lead is created by Jackson. Second lead is created by Girish. Like that it will come. That is the reactive stage. We have identified the lead, so it tends to increase. Then the stable. In the stable stage, we have to manage the leads. It may go up or sometimes it may fluctuate. It depends upon the competition. See that one, in stable stage, there are a number of leads so that our sales tends to increase. Even the Jackson is a lead, Girish is lead, Prajwal is lead, Ruben is lead. More leads have been identified. That is why automatically it tends to have an exponential growth. Remaining thing, proactive. Now the lead has attained the certain level. Then it will go very slowly but somewhat increasing. Proactive. We have to engage our customers by this stage. That is called social engagement. By the time only to have a good customer experience, we have to find out a good social media or the social media, a link, and this advertisement, everything will be effective. And the last stage is the predictive stage. Now we have grown up. And in this predictive stage only, we are having a very good social media. We are having very good goodwill. We are having very good social currency. That is, people are ready to accept. Now everything of our marketing department has been done. This stage is called the predictive. Whatever may be the prediction, It will applicable only in this stage. Be clear. If you are in charting stage or reactive stage or stable stage or in proactive, whatever the analytics you are introducing for the forecasting is waste. Be clear. Dear students, that is why you are studying the S curve. When you have to forecast, whenever prediction will go correct, when you obtain the last stage in the S curve, it is not product life cycle. This is the S curve type. Predictive stage. That is, everything should be normal. All these activities we are doing. By that time only you are able to predict. We understand. We prepare number of sales curve. It goes up, down, zigzag, everything. When we can forecast, is it right time to forecast? Is it right time to predict the analytics? When you can use the predictive analytics? That is the first question. The sales data may be given to you. You can predict. The Excel will give the output. SAS will give the output. Python also give nice output. Even the Orange will give nice output. Oracle will also give output. But what is the use? We have not achieved the predictive stage. We are in stable stage or we may be in proactive stage. The prediction will be wrong. This is the basic foundation in prediction in marketing. This is the core essential of this predictive analytics in marketing. If you identify that we are in predictive stage, then only we can go for estimating the sales. Otherwise, don't estimate. Estimation will be wrong. Dear students, you must understand. Here, this is a simple example from the digital marketing. And you must know the rise and fall of this thing. Same thing. That is why in case of S curve, we used to divide lower portion, middle portion and upper portion. Only if you reach the upper portion, prediction will be good. You have to find out. That is why the past sales you are considering. Why you are considering the past sales, past data? Because where we are at, whether we are able to predict. That is quite important. Usually this S curve is divided into lower, middle and upper portion. Here is a very good example of the Netflix. How they identify the S curve when they went for prediction. This is the Netflix customer analytics from 2000 to 2010. That is before prediction. You can see Netflix at the time of introduction in 2000. By that time, I don't know about the Netflix. I think you may not also know about that one. When Netflix started, of course, it started in a high level, but it tends to decrease. Then it tends to start growth, scale. The mature comes here. You can see the line mature is there. That still that one is the S curve. The S ends here. The scale. So what they did, Netflix prediction starts from after maturity. They mentioned that we can do anything they predicted, but this path is said to be obsolescence path. And they have not considered some of the data because in between that one, recession came in 2008-9 and 2001 and 2 also. There was a big problem because of the factor of the millennium problem. That is why recession. But their prediction starts from their maturity. And they predicted clearly something. But there is a failure due to recession. You can see here it comes down. They mentioned the path of obsolescence. That is the lower level. If anything goes wrong, we have seen in case of the Excel, what is the maximum, what is the minimum, what is the average. Like that, you can see the net flex, the S curve they identify. Here, only obtaining the maturity stage, they started the analytics of estimating the others. That is the interesting thing from the net flex. And you can see here, the actual curve comes down, then it started increasing. All these things done here only. Before that, they predicted, if you predict in the mature stage, the result will come like this down. If you predict in the start stage, the result will come, your stage will grow up. In case of growth stage, if you predicted, it shows that the result will be very high, exponential form. That is how the Netflix did. This is taken from the rocket source data. How the Netflix, they identified the business growth through this model. Okay, that is why the Netflix still using the analytics to find out the behavior, but I think most of you are seeing the movie from that one. There are three levels in the S curve. What we have seen, that is the lower portion, middle portion, and the top. Lower portion is the innovation. Of course, for the theory, you have to study. You have to do innovation, something innovative. That is why when the curve is coming down, once again it started moving, you have to create some innovative product. Very good example is Horlicks. Still, I remember when I was a kid, they used to bring the Horlicks in the bottle. The Horlicks was famous for the Horlicks bottle. Once upon a time, you can ask your grandparents, they will tell about the Horlicks. Then every other substitute products, they came with a different marketing strategy. They changed the jar, plastic jar, everything. So what Horlicks did, it also changed according to the marketing needs. It also innovated something differently. Now you can see Horlicks in different direction. For diabetes patient, it is different. For kids, different Horlicks. It changed according to that one. It did number of innovation in package, and they are still in market. When the innovation in this type of segment is coming, most of them feel that Horlicks may lose the market because Horlicks used to come in the bottle, and it is very tough to carry bottles. Special vehicles were used once upon a time to bring the Horlicks. They will take back the Horlicks bottle. But it stabilized it because of the innovation in the lower portion of the scale. Middle portion, the technical obstacle we have to. Technical obstacle means the identifying the leads in marketing. Even we have to overcome how we can give experience to the customer. And the top portion, everything has been built in. That is, social marketing is there, society has been linked, all are linked so that it will be in the normal. So that's all relating to the S curve. So dear students, you must know what is the purpose of S curve, why you are studying the S curve, and what is it useful in analytics. Okay? Yes, Akshay, what is the use of S curve in analytics? What happened? Akshay? Akshay is not there. Girish? What went wrong? Syed?
Yes, sir.
Syed, why you studied S curve?
Why do I didn't get a little breaking voice.
Why you studied S curve in analytics? What is the purpose of S curve in analytics? Here you can see Netflix is used. Here I have shown some diagram. Why you want to study? What, Syed?
Sir, it's used to know how much progress we have done, sir. Like, for example, if you have implemented a plan or something, a new plan or a new product, so we have to see on how well it has reached the customers or how well it has reached the target market. So that time we use the S curve, sir.
Yes. In analytics, the last one. Once you achieve the highest position only, you are able to predict in the upper portion. Okay. We have done some sales predictions, everything. When we can go for sales prediction will be good only if you obtain the upper portion. That is the concept in the S curve. Okay. There are a number of other sales forecasting also. Even though we forecasted through the Excel, we don't know which method we have used. However, we used the linear trend, polynomial trend. There are a number of trends available. Based upon the R square value we fixed. But here you can see, in addition to that, there are a number of methods in forecasting sales. Number of concepts you must know in forecasting. We will see the 3 different curve type, like S curve. Another one is the Gombert's curve, logistic and Probit. These are all introduced by different persons, but you must know when to use that one. Let us see the first one. Like S type of curve, this is the Gombert's curve. You can see when we can use the Gombert's curve. The growth rate decays exponentially as the population approaches its maximum. That means this Gombert's curve is applicable in analytics when there is a growth rate. In S-type curve, if you are in middle level, you can use Gombert's curve. You have to mix like that. In the S curve, what we have discussed previously, we have seen the middle portion. This middle portion, if you want to predict, the tool you can go for is the Gombert's model. Because in the middle stage of the S curve, we have identified more influencers, more lead. That is why in middle portion of the S curve it will go. But remember that the prediction will be less period. Because once we moved on to the next stage, we can't go for the Gombert's curve. That is the purpose of the Gombach curve. And the time is very important. The time is very limited. It won't use most past data. It will use the present data only. That is the advantage of the Gombach curve. Here you can see the Gombach curve will move in the growth rate. That means we achieved in getting more customers. The population approach is maximum. That means that we are having very good customers. You are able to understand that one. Once the customers base is high, we can go for that one. But after that one, the Gombach curve will go like that. That is, we achieve the exponential in the first point. You can see, suddenly it is increasing. This is the time in which we are going to utilize the maximum customers. It tends to increase, then it goes somewhat in the middle. That is how the Gombach model looks like. If you are creating more customer, it tends to increase. But after a certain level, it won't increase. It will go equal to flat, maybe some upwards, some downwards. It will go in the same line. That is the purpose of Gombach curve. He created a nice formula, and in SPSS you can use the Gombach curve also. How in SPSS, only thing you have to input the formula of the Gombach and you can create the Gombach curve on the assumption that if your sales is in the middle portion of the S curve. Okay, this is a very interesting thing. What it implies? It implies that we can go to maximize the sales till our maximum customer has been identified as the leads. After that, no more customers. We have to stabilize with these customers. The Netflix is the same method. First, when it enters into the country, through the media, it gave the advertisement. Then it gave an exponential one. After reaching the people in that city, the curve will go in the flat. In case of Bangalore example, you can see Netflix will be now in the flat approaches. In rural places, maybe in the third level cities, if the Netflix is going there, it is curve is going exponentially. Only if it reaches all the customers, then it becomes flat. We can't expect increasing trend. That you must know. What you wish to know that if the sales curve touched the maximum customer limit, after that, there won't be any exponential growth. That you must know. As a marketing student, you can't estimate an exponential growth every time. We can't say that the sales will improve every year. Once it reaches the maximum customer, the curve moves in the straight line. That is the concept of Gombach curve. So why we are using in analytics? By seeing the trend of the sales, you have to fix what is its role. Okay? That is the purpose of the Gombach curve. You can see. Next one is called logistics curve. That we have seen. Even in Excel, we can predict the logistics curve. I think you know it is defined as the logistics function. But very important thing is logistics farm curve means it will be in a non-linear relationship. You must know what is the linear relationship and what is the non-linear relationship. Linear means it will go slowly but steadily. Non-linear means suddenly it will move up. That is the non-linear. You are doing guerrilla marketing strategy. Say, for example, our Pratik is a marketing manager. He is introducing the new TV channel, Pratik channel. So what happened? He is moving towards the guerrilla marketing strategy. I think you know the guerrilla marketing, suddenly attacking strategy. So immediately what happened? Pratik TV show will get very good record. It tends to move in a non-linear pattern because of the impact of guerrilla marketing. That is the purpose of guerrilla marketing. This guerrilla marketing effect is coming to the marketing as an impact. So what happened? There is a non-linear sales increase. The sales tends to increase suddenly because there is a huge market. Likewise, due to some incident, recently I read the news. Dolo, I think you know the Dolo tablet. Dolo 650. Because of the COVID third wave, the hospital authorities are not ready to admit the COVID patients. Government itself is saying it is a mild attack, so you can take rest in the home. They are suggesting the Dolo. You can see the Dolo 650 market is suddenly having a non-linear trend because of the third COVID wave. Very good example, I think. If you ask any medical store, they are telling huge demand for Dolo 650. I think you know. Everywhere they are taking these Dolo 650. So now for Dolo 650, the sales projection is a non-linear. It is suddenly it may increase or suddenly it may decrease. But it is getting very good income. In such case, we will go for the logistics function and we will estimate the sales using the logistics. That is the application of this logistics. Same thing, estimation. So you can see in sales estimation how many things are there. You can see the logistics curve. Exponential means it will go straight. Of course, logistics curve is moving in a S type. It tends to go, it will go in the direction. And here it tends to increase. There will be an exponential growth. Once it achieved, it will go in this area. That is how it will function. That is the logistics model. That is a very interesting curve. Next one is called the Probit Analysis. Probit curve. It is used for the binomial response variables. Binomial means whether a customer will buy or not buy. There is no medium. Buy, not to buy. If you want to estimate do or die concept, then you can use the Probit model of sales forecasting. You can see the Probit model is somewhat equivalent to logistics model, but some difference. You can see the Probit model line is dark one. Logic model is coming nearly, but this goes something in between the log model as well as this model. Slide, you can see between this thing it will go. Probit model and compare with the logic model, slight difference. But when we are using this one, if you are forecasting the sales along with the customer decisions, whether he will buy or not buy, then we can use the Probit curve. You want to estimate the sales. You are asking the customer also. Then you are having the past sales. Then you can go for Probit model. The customer is saying if the product is different, we will buy. If the product is creating good results, we will buy. That is the thing, Probit model. Very good example of the Probit model is recently, I hope you have studied because of this COVID pandemic, the COVID testing devices. Previously, we used to go to BBMP or hospitals and we will check the RT-PCR test. But nowadays, what is happening in Bangalore? There are few hospitals which are sending you the COVID testing materials. You can test the COVID test in your home. And they created a device. Of course, it should be connected with online so that if you give the input, it will inform to the government. That is the legal requirements. But some of them are misusing that one. I don't know whether they are misusing or is not giving report to government. Even though they are testing positive, they are using some unethical practice not to report to government also. This COVID testing equipment sales is coming under the Probit model. Because the result of the COVID is yes or no. Who will buy this thing? They will buy, it can be used only once. I think it cost around 300 or something, 350. I don't know, I think you may know about the rate. The famous hospital in Bangalore is also selling that one. The cost is less than the RT-PCR test, what you are doing in outside. The result will come within 3 hours maximum. That is how they are telling. See that one. For that device, they are using the Probit model. The reason is the product is use and throw. Binomial decision. Once if they purchased, they can use for only one time. In my view, they have to use only one time. They can't use for more than one time. This is a binomial decision, yes or no. Even the result is also negative or positive. Although it is not coming under the analysis, only the COVID test equipments. You can see that one. So to estimate the COVID testing at home, for that material, the market is coming under the estimation of Probit model. That is why you must know when you can use this model. You can see the difference between the Probit model. It depends upon the probability of occurring the thing. If the device predicts nicely, then the market will be good. If the device says that you are not affected by COVID, then definitely the market will be good. If it predicts frequently that you are affected by COVID, means the market won't go good. Say that one, it is also a binomial pattern. But it is not coming under this logic. However, you can see the probability of using the product. Okay? These are the three curves used in marketing analytics for estimating the sales or studying the behavior of the sales. Coming to the another interesting one. In case of sales, there is one principle called Copernican principle. Do you know what is the Copernican? Who is this person? Of course, in this analytics it is different. Who is Copernicus? Anyone? I think you might have studied in social science, geography, Copernicus. What was his discovery? What happened?
Don't remember, sir.
Yes?
Don't remember, sir.
What, Harry? Somebody will tell. Ruben, Syed, Copernicus principle. Usually, in case of sales service commission, there will be one definite question on Copernicus principle. I will give the clue. It is based upon the solar system versus Earth. Solar system versus Earth. Yes, anyone? Syed, Akshay, Rajwan?
So no idea, sir.
What, Pa? You should not say no idea. At least you have to, by this time, Google it and you are able to tell. Syed is now finding the answer. Syed, have you identified the answer? Very, very lazy. Very interesting story about the
He placed the sun rather than Earth at its center.
Yes, very good. He is the person who mentioned that sun is at the center. Before that, everybody mentioned that Earth is the center and all the other planets are rotating around the Earth. Because Earth is the globe. Copernicus was the first person to mention that Earth is not in the center, it is the sun. All the planets are rotating around the sun. Simple thing. Why it is useful in case of marketing? You may come back. Very interesting thing. In case of sales prediction, they are calling as the how long you will use our product. We can say that our product is doing well. But there is a limit of that one. Copernicus changed that one. Once upon a time, they believed that the Earth is the center and the sun is rotating. Even the moon is rounding the Earth. But moon is rounding the Earth. All these things he used to mention. Then Copernicus clearly proved that one. So based upon his name, this prediction theory has been mentioned. We can't expect everything to do for more than maybe 5 years or 6 years. That is what I told the Horlicks story. In case of Horlicks, I told even my grandma used, my parents used, I also used, my kids are also using. I think my grandkid is also going to use. I think he's using now. See that one, but still Horlicks is there. How? They know the Copernicus principle. But everything changed. When I remember 40 years back, I used the Horlicks as the bottle. We used to purchase in the Horlicks bottle. Once Horlicks is over, it is used for keeping the pickles inside the bottle. It was famous in those 40 years later. But later on, these type of substitute drinks came. The first drink is the Boost came. Number of drinks came, but even then, Horlicks remained there. How they did? They know such type of practice of using the Horlicks bottle will long last for maximum 20 years. They estimated. So after 1980s, I think so, they changed the concept. Because they know competitors entered into the market. And because of the competitors, they are facing different problems. The Complan entered into the market with a nice ad, still I remember in Doordarshan. I think in 1976 or 78, how the Horlicks has been substituted with Complan. Nice ad with I am a Complan boy. Then the same ad comes with I am a Complan girl. Nice ad. When the ad of Complan came, the Horlicks demand tends to decrease. See that one. But Horlicks has not been taken over. The other one, Boost, came. Number of substitutes for Horlicks came. But Horlicks changed its strategy. Now you can see Horlicks in a nice PET bottle. And the shape is different, the color is attractive, but ingredients are same. In other words, old wine in new bottle. How far we can depend upon the bottles, that is the Copernican principle. We can engage the customer to a certain extent. After that, their behavior will change. We can't say that every time our customer will be in our side. There is a limit. Maximum 5 years. Nowadays it is like that. But in case of fashion trends, maximum 2 years. Maximum 2 years only we are able to use the prediction. After that, it won't work. We need a different data. That's what the Copernican principle. It used to find out how many years or how long will people will use our product. That is the advantage of the Copernican principle. Based upon the Copernican principle, in analytics, we used to study what is the meaning of the customer-centric. Till our customer is with us, we have to say customer-centric. But suddenly, if the customer tends to move, we have to change the policy. We have to create a new type of customer-centric process. You can see that one. This is the chart which shows the customers, make customers, good customers, great customers. We have to classify. According to the good customers, we have to change. Change is the only one permanent word in marketing. That is why you can see customer-centric. The Copernican principle is used to find out when we have to change our mindset of marketing towards the customer center. How many years our customer will be with us? If they are ready to move, how can we attract them once again and making them in our nest? That is what Copernican principle is relating to the customer-centric approach. So, if a particular product is coming under this Copernican principle, then we can't use any predictive analytics. If the customer period comes to an end, how long? We estimated that for 5 years, we can maintain our customers. Then our prediction will go up to 5 years. After the 5th year, it won't work. Dear students, these are all things you must know. The technician won't tell you. By seeing the graph, you must know this, what type of things we are having. That is why, based upon the Copernican principle, we have to select the sales funnels. I think you might have studied in digital marketing the sales funnel concept. Even in case of analytics, we used to find out the sales funnel, that is converting the customer into a lead. First, we are creating the awareness, then the interest, then the consideration, then in intent, then reveal, then only they will buy. How to convert the customer into a potential customer and making them as an influencer. That is our aim. That is same thing. In case of sales funnel, you are going to see all those things. Okay? Before going to the, okay, we'll complete the sales. So this is the another chart representing the sales funnel. So we have discussed number of things in the sales. This will applicable in the bottom stage of the S curve. What we have discussed in the S curve. That is to identify the leads through the opportunity. How to find it? Very tough one. In these funnels, conversion rate is very tough. In digital marketing, it is very, very tough. You are seeing a first customer, how you can easily convert. In the beginning stage of the S curve, you have to think like that at the end of the Copernican principle. Copernican says that your customers are with you for long years. Now they are ready to move out. So if the Copernican principle ends in a particular place, from there you have to start once again the sales funnel. Be clear. Dear students, you must know that one. Sales funnel, when we can use. You are studying in digital marketing about the sales funnel. It is related to only digital marketing because most of the digital marketing is aimed to finding out the leads. But when we can use this funnel, first thing, in case of the S curve, in the beginning stage, you have to give importance for the sales funnel. Then, at the end period of the Copernicus principle, that is, we identify that maximum 5 years, our customers use that product. Now there is need for change. Definitely after 5 years, your customers will move out. We have to find out new customers. That's what the Copernican principle says. You must know. By seeing the sales curve, you are able to take decision. Okay? That is why, in case of marketing funnels, we will take the decision. This customer acquisition strategy will happen in the beginning stage. then at the end of the Copernicus principle, once again it will happen. Then, in case of any other abnormal things, once again it will happen. Otherwise, it won't happen. When we can use that one. The top of the funnel is creating the awareness. So you can see Hindustan Unilever. How far it is using the marketing funnel. For it is having number of brands, especially in toilet soap and in case of detergents. So the Hindustan Unilever funnel strategy is absolutely remarkable. Well, it clearly identifies within how many periods, how many days, or how many months we can wait. Immediately after that, we have to give the advertisement. I think some of you know about the hammam soap. Hammam soap, they created the ad, it will come for 1 year continuously. After that, you can't see the ad for 3 years. Then once again it comes. They estimated that 3 years only, or maximum sometimes 2 years, the customers will be along with Yamam. After that, they may leave. That is why they created strategy like that. They assume that our customers are not ready to use our soap. Then we can remodel the soap and we can create a new brand advertisement. That is Hindustan Unilever strategy. Most of the Hindustan Unilever strategy will be like that. Okay. So let us see the practical example. I will open the sales curve of yes, now we have studied different portions of the sales curve, how the sales curve will be. Now I am having the sample data I am going to create. You are going to tell me about what type of curve this is. Okay. 1 year sales month and sales are here. I am simply preparing the chart. Okay. Just line graph so that you will understand. Yes. You can tell me about this one. This is the sales taken from one of the companies, that is FMCG company. I think Dabur. Yes. Dabur sales. Dabur company total sales have been taken. It is in terms of crores. So this is the past sales, 1 year sales. So what type of curve is this? Whether we can predict that one. If we predict, the result will be applicable. Whether the Copernican principle will be applicable here. All these things you are going to tell. So what is your opinion relating to this curve? This is the sales curve. Yes, come on. Anyone, everybody should participate. Because in case of your practical, it is there, the sales curve, estimating the sales curve. Even I am fixing the trend. That later I will do. Yes, come on, students, you can tell me. Just 2 minutes only. Switch on your video and you can tell what you think about the sales.
So for this particular sales, it's shown that most of the sales happen in the initial year. Maybe because it might be because they might have introduced new offers during New Year. That might be one of the reasons. Then it has a slow decline in the next month. Then maybe because offers are at one period, it becomes like, how do you say, the offer doesn't go for a very long time. So people lose interest. So that's when it decreases again. There's a decline. Then again, when they bring in different offers or new strategies, again the slight increase, and then it goes up again. And that's how the trend is, sir. Whenever the promotion increases, the promotion or the sales strategy increases, it automatically increases, then decreases, then increases, decreases, and it goes over the month.
Okay. Good, Hari. Hari linked with the Copernicus principle. How long a particular advertisement will link or event will link? If it comes down, if the curve comes down, that's what he said. Yes, any other students? Come on. What happened? Yes, Akshay, you can tell your views. What do you think about?
You could see that during January, the sales were like on the top. It could be like New Year offers and all. And then it slowly comes down. And it increases in like, wait a minute. Between months, like it takes time to increase from 1 month to another month.
Okay. So best thing, whether we want to find out whether it is linear or non-linear. Not actually anybody. Whether the trend is linear or non-linear.
It's linear, so it's gradually increasing, then slowly, then again decrease drastically.
Yes. Good. This is also a linear. When it will be non-linear, it may increase or it may decrease, and it will go down, or it may go up. That is the trend. You must understand that one. And the S type comes here only. You can see in this middle, that is May to July. That is the problem of that one. Then another Probit curve comes here. You can see in the September month. This is the Probit curve. Based upon that, you must know different curves. And if you are forecasting with that one, since it is a linear, the forecasting trend will be good. You can see the forecasting. If I am preparing the forecast, yes, you can see the forecast. This forecasting tends to be good because it is somewhat within the range limit, linear trend. Otherwise, this forecast we can't depend upon. These are the things you must know about the sales. Okay? Okay, we will have the break for 15 minutes. Then